Hi, I'm Zuby from Magic with Zuby, a proud member of the Gonna Geek Network. Just like the show you're listening to now, the opinions expressed are those of each individual host. Check out all other podcasts at GonnaGeekNetwork.com and get ready because geekiness begins in 3, 2, 1.
Stand by for a brand new episode of All Things Good and Nerdy, brought to you by the Gonna Geek Network. Bringing you the latest nerdy news and geekdom, here are the hosts of the show. Anthony.
No pants, all bacon and dick butts.
Naki.
That was the joke, you dumbass.
Willie.
You're a bad person.
Chris.
We should probably, do actual show stuff instead of talk about Willie.
And sometimes some special guests.
As Magneto once said, "Ha ha ha, welcome to die!"
Meat candy. Woohoo!
If you're a kid and listening, you rock and your parents are awful.
A brand new ATGN starts in 3, 2, 1.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to I forgot the episode number, 268 of the All Things Good and Nerdy podcast. That's what happens when I don't have the show notes up.
We number these things?
Yes.
We do.
Yes.
Every week. And
Yeah.
anytime that I take it over, it's number awesome because I can never remember what number we're on. I just know we're at some obscenely high number at this point.
268.
Do we want to start this out on a foot?
On a foot?
Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna be a good foot or a bad foot.
Not a
but it's
good
gonna be
foot,
a
just a foot.
So now I'm really intrigued, and I have to ask, what's up, Willie? What's the foot we're looking at here?
Well, so I made a joke yesterday at work.
Uh-oh.
I was outside smoking a cigarette with my buddy Jay at work. I love him, Jay. He's awesome. Every time we go, we have this thing where we're like the mailman from Rick and Morty, where you go, "My man," and he says, "My man," back. This is the whole thing we do. Anyway, has everyone seen Get Out? That's going to see Get Out here.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, but go ahead.
Yeah, Chris, I think the statute of limitations is free for this. All right, so we were talking about it a little bit, and actually I should have mentioned Jay is a black man. Stay proud, Jay. So we're talking about it a little bit. What Naki?
Nothing. Just continue.
You just trust me. You're gonna save this for later. So we're talking about it now. I was like talking about the plot and everything. It's like. So I'm guessing everyone is wanting to be a black man, I guess, right? And that's what they're kind of wanting to do. They're saying like black is in, and that's what they're saying in the movie, right?
I don't know. I've never seen it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what they're saying in the movie, right?
In a way, yes.
So I look at him and say, "Jay, congratulations, buddy. See, you're getting that black privilege in now. Congratulations, Jay." I gotta laugh.
Where's
that makes
my
me
sad
so happy.
violin button? There's gotta be one here somewhere.
Has your buddy Jay seen Get Out?
Yeah.
Okay.
He just laughs at you, crazy man.
Can we go back to the show, Chris? Help us. Help us, Chris.
Let's
help
see.
us, Chris.
Do I
You're
have
our
a
only
button
hope.
here that can help us?
Already.
There you go.
Willie, I think you're just stupid.
There you
There
go.
you go.
Does
There
that
we
work?
go.
I mean, is it really that bad?
It's not good.
You laughed at it, Bachman.
Yeah, well, I need to laugh today. Yesterday sucked.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, Willie's poor joke aside, welcome everyone to episode 268 of the All Things Good and Nerdy podcast. If you're watching us for the first time on some of the other sites that we're streaming to today, welcome to a wacky weekend morning show, as we call it. Hopefully, we entertain you.
It was a foot, Chris. I didn't say it was a good foot or a bad foot. It was a foot.
Yeah, see,
Sailor Poland says you need a sound button for the Price is Right horn, and I agree.
There we go.
Yes, I do
but
agree,
I
but
can't
is that
use
copyright?
that same sound effect. That's the problem. So we'll need
We
to
can-
have
you
someone make us one that is legitimate, like open source Creative Commons stuff, so that I can use it.
Are you
we
saying
can
one that's
change it by one note.
Yeah, you download that sound effect and then run it through a filter.
So the Vanilla Ice defense is what you're saying.
Yes.
Are you
Exactly.
saying you need one that's separate but equal?
Dun, 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 ting.
Willie.
I'm ignoring Willie now. Willie has now gone into the ignored side of
I
my
thought I've
brain.
always been there.
They did
Yeah.
use it
They
on
did use it
Archer.
on Archer, but they probably have the money to pay for it.
Yeah, we don't have the money
yeah,
for
they
that.
Yeah, but see, we want to collect cease and desist letters. I don't know why Chris is trying to avoid them. I think we should collect them.
That means we're actually important enough to receive them. I'm actually for
Exactly.
this.
That means somebody's listening.
Someone of importance is listening.
No,
We
that
need to
just
tell them
means
to
someone
tell their
tattled
friends to
on
listen.
you, and the authorities then were informed and thought, "Oh, we can squeeze a few dimes out of these poor bastards and take
The
our money."
authorities?
Yeah,
Oh, that too.
because I used to have to send out
It's called the Internet
DCMAs.
Police, Willie. The Internet Police.
I used to have to send those out when I worked for a website, and it sucks to do. And well, because I was a human doing it, I wasn't in a robot position, I guess.
I thought you were a Cylon.
Not everybody knows, Willie. Jeez, God.
We talked about it multiple times on the podcast. Multiple times.
Which doesn't mean
12 of people know.
Exactly. All 10 people know.
There are dozens of us.
Dozens is even a bit large, I think.
It's a
Oh.
reference.
I know.
It's
It's
a
a
show
reference.
I've never seen.
Well, going back to the ignore mode on Willie. Could we just mute his button?
What did I do?
Well, you
What
did
did
tell
I
a
do
vaguely
for that?
racist joke.
How's that? What? Whoa!
It
How
was
is that vaguely
A
racist?
racially motivated joke. I don't know. It wasn't racist.
Because I've
I
never
guess.
seen Arrested Development.
Yes, I have. But you're not as funny as them.
How's that make me racist? Because I've never seen the show.
I don't know. Just messing with you now.
Ugh.
This is just fun. Can we just call this episode Messin' with the Willie?
Done.
Wait. Playing with your Willie. There's got to be better ones. Oh my god, we can go dirtier with this.
Willie, do
I
us all a favor. There's a switch on your mic. Turn it. We see in the chat room.
There we go. Now he can say all the racist shit he wants.
So
That's
while
true.
Willie is pontificating on his own, why don't we start? Well, let me ask first. We took like half a week off basically because we recorded early. How are things going, guys? Anything new? Anything fun happen?
We did not set fire to our neighborhood despite them trying to bomb us all night, it seems like.
That's good.
I mean, that's what it sounded like. I'm pretty sure that it was bombs going off.
I spent all of 4th of July at my desk doing pacifist cards with Rick cheering me on, telling me to keep to work.
It's Tiny Rick.
He is my tiny Rick.
I do like Tiny Rick.
Tiny Rick! Pickle
Willie's
Rick.
still going right now. I just noticed too.
Yeah, he
This
is.
is impressive.
I know. I finally saw the trailer too. Yeah, for Pickle Rick. I'm excited for season 3. For a
It's
show
the
I put off
darkest season
watching.
yet.
For a show I put off watching, I am so fucking excited to watch that.
Did you? Oh, we'll get to it later. Never mind.
Is that a tease that we should move on to other things? Because I can.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so why don't we just transition on into the first segment, the news of the week.
Live from the ATGN studios on the internet, it's the news of the week.
So everyone, this is that part of the show where we run down the most interesting, at least in our mind, the coolest and most interesting, nerdy, geeky news of the week. And there's always varying different stories. I'm sure Willie's telling a story right now that could be vaguely interesting, but since we can't actually hear him, we'll just move on and we'll let Naki go first. Naki, what is your news of the week?
I have feel good news this week.
Feel good news?
I know. So this year, Summer Games Done Quick, which is a charity event for Doctors Without Borders, raised $1,017,460,400 for Doctors Without Borders. It does break their record from last year of 1.3 million, and it looks like it went a little bit longer than I guess normal. I'm not really sure. I didn't get to tune in all that much. I tuned in here and there, especially when they were doing the Portal 2 stuff. But they also did Earthbound, which is a game that is on my to-do list of games I need to play. But in any case, Summer Games Done Quick did $1.7 million for charity, and it broke its last year's record, and I thought that was really cool.
That's pretty dang cool, actually, yeah.
So it's like the 24-hour game day for charity thing where people play games all day.
Yeah. So there's Awesome Games Done Quick, which is in the winter, and Summer Games Done Quick, which is its summer sister show. Oh my God, my cat. I'm sorry. And then there's like the Child's Play thing, which is the 24-hour play a-thon that boyfriend and I did last year. Mostly boyfriend. I just kind of rooted him on, and that's in October, I want to say, because it's usually right around our anniversary. So yeah, it's October.
That just reminded me of something. I should have made it my news of the week. Child's Play's coming back. They're doing another Chucky movie.
Why is that good? Why is that good?
I love it.
Haven't they killed that property enough by now?
Is this supposed to be a sequel to that last one they made?
Yeah, it's a sequel to the last one. It's now a support group at a mental hospital, and his daughter's still in it. That's the best part. Brad Dourif's daughter, the guy who does the voice of Chucky, is playing one of the victims in the last movie, who's now in the new movie. So the continuing victim is his own daughter in real life.
Wait, so she was in the last movie?
Yeah, she was the girl in the wheelchair.
What?
Yeah, that's Brad Dourif's actual real life daughter.
I did not know that.
Yeah, and so yeah, she's playing the victim of the doll that has her dad's voice. And now for his second film, it's called The Cult of Chucky.
Oh my God! Are they still going to bring back from the Stinger with Jennifer Tilly? I hope they bring her back.
She's in the film.
Oh my God, I love Jennifer Tilly for two very big reasons. Actually, three. Her voice is kind of sexy. I don't know.
I love her for four reasons.
Very sexy.
I love her for four reasons: Chucky, Bound, and the two reasons you mentioned.
Thank you, Bachman. I feel vindicated now.
You're welcome.
I'm sorry I had a crush on Jennifer Tilly, Chris. I am so sorry. I was a teenage boy with hormones.
I'm trying to think of who Jennifer Tilly is.
She plays poker now. She's in the World Series of Poker Tour, if I recall correctly.
People still watch that?
Yeah, a real high-pitched voice. She's been in a bunch of stuff, Naki.
Yeah,
I know the name. The name sounds familiar. Yeah. That's why I'm like, I know who that is.
She kind of sounds like what was that girl? It was in Chasing Amy. She played the main girl that dated Ben Affleck in that movie. Kind of has that same type of voice. She was also
Renee Zellweger.
No, that's not that. What she looks kind of like her, but that she is not Renee Zellweger at all.
Oh, I know her from Liar Liar. Okay.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah.
She's also Celia in Monsters Inc.
Yes, we have in the chat room actually. The Low Life has said "Liar, Liar." Username of that. Sailor Poland was asking if we meant Joey Lauren Adams, but
yes,
yeah, that's the other chick
from the other chick from Chasing Amy and Mallrats.
Wasn't Kevin Smith dating her at the time when she was in that movie?
I think he was dating her during Mallrats and Chasing Amy. I think. Don't quote me on that.
No, I think you're right. He's talked about it on some of his podcasts and stuff before.
Yeah, he was dating her at the time. Yeah, because dating her during the filming of Mallrats is what came up with the story for Chasing Amy, because that was him. He was the Ben Affleck character, where he didn't think he'd had the type of experience that she had, being like a celebrity. And so he felt like less than a man. Yeah, Kevin Smith is Ben Affleck in Chasing Amy.
I'm sorry. I'm just trying to see him going through the casting. He's like, you know what? I'm going to make Ben Affleck me.
Yep, basically. That's pretty much what he did.
I mean, who's going to look like me more than Ben Affleck?
Well, to be fair, that's Ben Affleck before Ben Affleck was really the property Ben Affleck you have today, where he's a box office draw and big director.
Who likes butt sex more than me and Ben Affleck? Because I made him butt in Mallrats.
He was just going to screw her in a very uncomfortable place. Like the
back
of a Volkswagen.
The ass man.
I love that running joke in that movie. This is one of my favorites.
Someone made a reference to something about an uncomfortable place at work, and I looked. I said, "What? You mean the back of a Volkswagen?" And the one guy just sitting there and cracks up.
Nice.
And there's also a little thing. Just sorry for a little tangent, but in Mallrats, if you notice in the background, there's like other guys wearing the same stuff as TS throughout the movie, like the same plaid shirt with like the white shirt underneath, pants and everything. It's like he's wearing the exact same colors and everything. Like a little touch for you.
Well pulled, Willie. Well pulled. So
I've seen that movie a lot.
Now that we've gone on a tangent, let's move on to the next story. I'll go next. Halo fans, I know there's a ton of them out there. There's some interesting Halo news that came out earlier in the week. Frank O'Connor, who's the creative director or franchise development director over at 343 Games for Halo, had tweeted out some news saying, with what will be a good week to be a Halo fan this week, and a good week for barbecue for me. This was on the 5th of July. Then there was a panel later that weekend on Saturday that had a few announcements. Here's the big news for Halo fans. Halo 3, Halo 3 ODST, Halo 4, Halo CE Anniversary will all be playable on Xbox One now via backwards compatibility. And additionally, every Xbox 360 Halo map will now be available for free. So while that's cool and everything, it kind of drops something that's a little more interesting to me. Is remember, it was 2 years ago, 343 Industries put out Halo the Master Chief Collection. That was a collection of all of the Halo games, basically, except for Halo Reach, I want to say. And they put that out and had all the map packs and stuff on it, but it was glitchy as hell. Matchmaking didn't work. The game would crash. Achievements weren't being properly recorded, things like that. It was terrible. Terrible. They put some patches out, never quite got it right. It seems to me like they're almost giving up on Halo Master Chief Collection if they're putting all of these games as backwards compatible now. I mean, granted, I still have most of my copies, so I can play them that way, but I kind of enjoyed having one disc that played all of the Halo games, even if it was glitchy. So am I reading it wrong that they're giving up on the Master Chief Collection? Because it's still broken. Are we never going to get it fixed now?
It sounds like that to me. I was never a huge Halo person. It's just not my style of game. But I remember, like, when the Master Chief Collection came out, and all I kept hearing was, "We're fixing it. It'll be better. It's gonna be great, guys." So, what do you think was the bug that they were all like, "Yeah, never mind. It's just easier to make it backwards compatible at this point"? I think
they bit off more than they could chew with it, in all honesty. And remember, at the same time, they were also working on Halo 5.
Yeah, that's true.
But still, I mean, if you're going to be making a game, make the game. Don't half-ass it.
Yeah.
I didn't know it had all these problems.
Well, that's the problem now, is all the companies are fine with half-assing it because they know that they can put out a patch on launch day and 2 days later and a week after that and a month after that. And so none of them are held accountable to actually putting out a game on a disc that fucking works.
You know what game came out that was kind of similar with being a collection of 3 games and worked great? The Uncharted collection. Because Uncharted's awesome, and that played perfectly.
It did.
So did the Borderlands one.
Yeah.
Or the Captain Jack.
Awesome.
Or Captain Jack?
Handsome Jack.
Handsome
Jack.
Not Captain Jack
handsome
Harkness.
Captain Handsome Jack Harkness. I like it.
Yeah, Low Life on our Twitch chat says Arkham Knight for PC was pretty fucked as well. That's pretty accurate. I don't even know if they've got Arkham Knight all the way working, but remember,
that's what I was going to ask.
Arkham Knight got pulled out of Steam. It was that bad.
PC Master Race? Don't think so.
Okay, I tend to agree with Sailor Poland here. 343 just doesn't have the talent that Bungie has. As boring as Destiny is, imagine what would happen if 343 got a hold of it. And if you've played Halo 5, you know it's not quite the same, Halo 4 and 5, as the original trilogy. It has a different feel to it. Things are a little more stretched out. So I kind of tend to agree with Sailor Poland there.
So did Bungie not do the new Halo 5?
Bungie was done with Halo 3, if I recall correctly, and then they started working on Destiny.
Wait, after Halo 3?
I thought they were done. Halo 3 was their last. They didn't do Halo 4. That was 343.
And they didn't do ODST?
They did do ODST, but that came before Halo 3, I thought.
What about Halo Wars?
That was Microsoft Studios. I don't believe it was them. But Halo Wars 2 is a franchise that is still going.
Wait.
Because that game, Halo Wars rather, is because Halo Wars 2 just came out like...
That's a game developer studio? Microsoft Studios? That's just what they call it?
Yeah, Microsoft Studios is partly what is one of their studios that they have under all of their banners.
Very creative title you guys going for that development.
Have to be creative, man. They make decent games. The original Halo Wars was fun on Xbox 360. I played a demo of Halo Wars 2 for trying to do an RTS that you can play on a console. Pretty fun.
A team that is paid to be creative can't come up with a creative name for themselves.
Hey, let's be fair. Microsoft isn't about being creative. It's about being innovative, and then someone creatively steals it and relabels it as an Apple product.
Ooh, that's even better, Bird.
So Sailor Poland's in the chat room. He's got some more background that I wasn't remembering. He said the condition to get out of their contract with Microsoft was to do the trilogy. Number 4 was 343 Industries. So 343 picked up Halo with Halo 4.
I'm going to correct you there, Chris. He doesn't say Microsoft. He does the M and then the dollar symbol.
Yes. Which is a common internet abbreviation for Microsoft.
Hey, guess who is my new best friend? Guess who is my new best friend? Sailor Poland.
I was gonna say you met him before. You can give him high
Oh, I know.
fives. It's all good.
I remember. Oh yeah, I remember.
So that would a S with a dollar sign be Starbucks?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yes.
I
That's
like it.
well when when my friends and I text each other because like we all work right by S-Bucks because it's right there, but it's always the dollar sign and then BUX. That's how we do it.
Linux Master Race.
Wait, so then you say the money sign bucks? So
Yeah.
you're saying money.
Money. That's
Can I
what
sing-
Starbucks
Can I sing
is.
it?
Huh?
No.
Can I sing?
No singing.
Which song was I going to do?
Doesn't matter.
Fair enough.
Money!
No, you can't do anymore.
That's it. That's all I did.
Okay.
You know what ruins a lot of people's lives? It's a crying shame.
Stop. Don't get us
I didn't
yanked.
sing
Don't
nothing.
get us yanked.
I even added more flair to it.
One last note that came out on the Halo games from this from this event last week. They did announce shortly thereafter that Halo 5 will be receiving a 4K update for the Xbox One X when it drops in November. So you can download however many gigabytes an update it will be to your hard drive to play that game in 4K as well.
Yeah. Cool.
I mean, it's cool. It's a game that's been out. That game's been out for like 2 years, I think. So for them to come back and be like, yeah, we'll take a 2-year-old game. We'll do an upgrade to it so you can do 4K. It makes sense. And with it being Microsoft and Halo, one of their biggest franchises, that's probably why they're doing it, is my guess.
But I mean, you could say that they've been doing that with Skyrim for the past 3 years too.
Skyrim's coming to your Nintendo Switch now.
There you go. See?
Skyrim's coming to your fucking toaster oven soon. They're trying to release it on every damn thing.
Like, they haven't released any new games. They just keep patching or adding stuff to Skyrim.
Yeah, I hear you about Skyrim, but where's the Elder Scrolls 6? Well, here's what we're doing. We're going to add VR to Skyrim. Okay, but what about Elder Scrolls 6?
We're going to let you play Skyrim on your refrigerator.
So you're waiting for Elder Scrolls 6, like we're all waiting for Half-Life 3, right?
Although Elder Scrolls 6 is probably a more definite than Half-Life.
So
3.
there's an article from PC Gamer written in June of this year that says Elder Scrolls 6 isn't in development.
So, I mean, there you go. Half-Life
come
3,
on,
Elder Scrolls 6.
I mean, but they also kind of stopped at the episode 2 of the DLC storyline, and they're on a cliffhanger. They're like teasing episode 3, so people are still waiting for episode 3 of Half-Life 2.
Yeah.
He says Elder Scrolls 6 will eventually be made. It's a multiple big release down the path. This is from E3 this year. They were talking to what's the guy's name? Pete Hines, the Bethesda marketing boss. So it's still coming, but as of August 2016, was not in production.
Oh, I believe it. I mean, but that's they're gonna make it. I mean, they're getting a little off track with their thinking, but I think they're hearing everyone making fun of them.
That doesn't matter to me. I never played the Elder Scrolls games.
They're a game.
Oh wow! Thanks. They're a game.
Ringing endorsement. They are a game.
I mean, it's a fun game. It's not fully my type of game, but lots of people love those games. The play style and everything. It's not one that is that I personally fully endorse and love, but it is well made except for all the bugs. But they're known for having buggy games. Fallout. But I mean, they are critically acclaimed games for a reason.
They need to make all these games more interesting for non-gamers like me. I understand. Suncast has said this. I'm bored with Skyrim and I'm bored with Fallout, and I'm like, boyfriend and I started playing Witcher 3, and I was like, I'm interested because I like magic and stuff, but can we move this story like a little bit faster? Because
I mean, it's up to you to how fast you want to move it.
So
you can do all the the main storyline missions.
Everyone swears by The Witcher 3. Like, my girlfriend has played through it and the DLC like 4 times now, I think. Because
She got
loves that
100%
game.
every time?
Well, I don't think she got 100% every time, but she's played through the vast majority of it like 4 times over right now. And don't get me started on how many times she's played Mass Effect. I got her started on that and then multiple playthroughs. But
What
I
is the
started
percentage
playing The
of
Witcher
people?
3 because I picked up, I think it was around Christmas time, they were doing the digital with all the DLC copy on the Microsoft Store for like $29 or something like that. I picked it up and I started playing it, and like Naki said, it was just slow. I couldn't get into it, and part of my problem, I think, is I don't like the fantasy worlds. I like the sci-fi worlds more, so that sucks me in a bit more. So I just didn't quite get into it. I only played a couple hours. I think I have to go and try it some more just based off of the good things I've heard about it. But
Yeah. I mean, we just went through the tutorial stuff and then he was gone, so we didn't get very far. But I mean, I love fantasy. I mean, obviously, I love Lord of the Rings and all of that stuff, and we all know how Chris feels about it.
even the
but-
trees walk.
What does that fucking ring do if Sauron gets it? I don't understand that.
He releases the armies, and everybody dies.
What armies? Did they ever say that?
The orcs.
No,
They're
he would,
already
con-
unleashed.
he would
No.
control everybody else with the other rings.
Like a hive mind?
Yes, essentially.
What? Where was this said in the movies?
One ring to control them all.
One ring to
That doesn't
find
explain
them.
anything.
It's in the ring itself. They say the ring's mantra like 9,000 times.
Yeah.
That doesn't explain what it does.
It does, so.
That's
Well,
about
ring
as close as you
control-
get to a
control
user
what?
manual in a fantasy world, Willie. They don't
I mean-
really break it down.
It's
All right, that's
also
fair.
it's also like reading Game of Thrones though too. Like no one knows what that red thread on the blue curtain is on the back of the wall for 6 books, but they went into fucking detail about it.
What?
So looking at the chat room, we've had some good comments. The Lowlife said, I've played well over 100 hours in Skyrim, and I've done maybe 4 main story quests. I get distracted. And I was like, from my standpoint, I was like, I get that, because that's me in Zelda. I've only completed one of the real main missions after I got off the plateau. I understand it. And I tend to agree with Sailor Poland also, who said, some games are just too sprawling. There's a reason I think Link to the Past is the best Zelda game. The world is big and expansive, but you never feel lost. It's still focused despite the scope. I could say that about Ocarina of Time, too. It's a big world, but you still got pretty decent focus on what it is you need to do. Because for me, it's a coin flip between Link to the Past and Ocarina.
Did you guys play the 3DS Zelda game where it was oh shit, what was it called?
Where he goes in the 2D, like against the wall.
Yeah, I can't. What is it called? It's right there.
Spirit Tracks. I know, I'm just messing with you. That's the DS game.
Ocarina of Time.
A Link Between Worlds.
Yeah, A Link Between Worlds, and it's
I know my shit.
that one was really good too. It reminded me of original Zelda, so
Like from the original Nintendo.
like it was.
Was that Phantom Hourglass, Naki, or A Link Between Worlds?
A Link Between Worlds?
Okay.
The
Thank you,
3DS
chat room.
one.
It like had the same like exploring feel, because that's what I feel, and I don't know if Breath of the Wild, I honestly haven't really enjoyed a Zelda game in a long time, because I just get frustrated with them, because you still have to do things in order, but you don't have to do things in order, and anyways.
Yeah, not Breath of the Wild. You do things in whatever order you want once you get off the plateau.
Oh, okay.
So after the
it's like
first
set
hour
up
of the
like
game, you just do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah,
But,
they
like-
give you like the 3 main weapons, and then you don't really need to go like dungeons in order, because it's not like the same path where you get a new weapon to defeat the boss in that dungeon, right? It's not like that.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
Well, you
that's
played
what
it. I haven't.
That's why I think that's why I liked A Link Between Worlds. It was focused, but not completely. Like you could still explore. You could still be an explorer and enjoy the game. So it was a good one. Suggested. Ding. Yeah, Sailor Poland. Well, in the first Zelda, you could potentially get to the final boss without your sword.
There were people I saw online that somehow ended up at Ganon real early on. I'm like, how the hell did this happen for Breath of the Wild, rather?
You don't even need your sword to kill Ganon, huh?
Well, you could get to there without getting it, though. That's what he's saying?
Oh wait, you do need to hit him though, don't you? But to kill him, you need that arrow, the white arrow or the magic arrow, whatever it's called.
It's just an arrow. I don't know.
No, I think it has a certain name to it.
Your guess is as good as mine here. I don't remember.
Yeah, those side quest games scare me though. Like, I think that's one of the reasons I've avoided Skyrim. Seeing like Will Wheaton and Felicia Day talking about how, well, I did a playthrough for 40 hours where all I did was build a house. It's what the fuck? Like, no, I don't want to play a game like that, because I would do something like that. I would do something stupid where like I would like take all the people and burn all their houses down and show them all in one city or something.
Silver Arrow is what it is too. That you have to shoot a game.
There you go.
Thank you. I feel vindicated again.
Anthony, you should play Borderlands with me. That's open world, but not so open world that we don't get stuff done.
No, Naki. He needs to buy Gears of War 4 and play Gears of War 4 with us.
Oh, okay. That's fine too.
I don't think he has an Xbox.
I have Borderlands.
Yeah, so do I. We can have 3 people playing it.
Yeah, the problem with that though is that it's I don't play for PlayStation Plus.
You don't play PlayStation Plus.
Pay for.
Oh, I knew what you meant. I'm just saying it.
Well, that stinks because I only have a PlayStation 4 now.
Put it on your computer.
That costs money. I don't have money.
It's on Steam sale probably right now.
$3.
No, Steam sale just ended.
Oh, thank God. I can go back on Steam again.
I don't
Steam
have. I can look at
sales.
Steam again. Plus, I don't want to start over. That's no fun.
I mean, but at the same time, you could play with me, and I'm a great player of games, as Chris can tell you.
Yes.
Or you can just play with me since you already got Plus and the game on PS4, and so do I.
And Willie's okay.
He's average.
That I'm actually okay with that.
I mean,
that's the best I'm going to get, so I might as well take it, right?
Chris has played Borderlands with me and Gears of War with me. He loves playing games with me. That's why we play so often.
Yes, where it's Naki's. I'm only 20 levels ahead of you. Why don't we play together? Naki, as you're running through here, I died 6 times because I can't keep up with you as you sprint through this world with enemies that are your power.
That's what happened the first time when we bought the what was it, the Handsome Jack collection with all the Borderlands games on PS4. Because my buddy who is unemployed and can play any game he wants and play as many hours as he wants. We bought it on like the Tuesday sale. By the time I was ready to play Saturday morning, he was like level 27 with his character. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like, goddamn. Like, I'm finishing the tutorial. Like, it was ridiculous.
To be fair, it only takes like 20 minutes to get 5 levels. And then you'll have your special and you'll be fine.
Listen to Naki. Listen to her trying to justify her dickishness.
What I'm hearing here is Anthony's just too much of a casual gamer. Like 90% of the audience out in the world, there's only 10% that are hardcore gamers.
I am a casual gamer as well.
I'm sure Suncast gonna love that one when he gets to it. Suncast.
I go casual gaming on anything that's not superhero. It's the superhero ones that I get involved in, because someone brought it up in the chat room and talk about saving one games but letting games like COH and COV die. I love City of Heroes and City of Villains. When those games worked well, they were fun as hell. Because the first game, you got to actually like fly around and shoot people as a superhero. Those were fantastic.
I always wanted to play those.
They were great, and like those were ones like they had a task force that was their versions of dungeon raids, like WoW. And the first one was god awful. It was you had to do it for one of the superhero characters in the world called Positron, and the Positron task force took a minimum of 8 hours. It was god awful to try to get enough people to stay on the mission for 8 hours. Because if people left, you failed.
Ooh.
Like, it sucked.
That sounds painful.
I did that task force like 14 times. Like, it's insane.
Completion, or did people leave and get
completion? Yeah.
How many times did you do it where people left and you just couldn't finish it?
Oh, probably 20 or 30.
Oh.
But yeah, it was the type of place where they had the type of a good community where you could get 8 people together to do a task force, because you needed 8 members. You had to have certain classes of characters covered, and you had to know that those people were going to be able to play for an entire Saturday. Like, it was fucking ridiculous, because like we would schedule like lunch and break times, because that task force took so long. And it was literally, the upside was like you were traveling between city zones. So like your next mission would be inside of an office building. So all the characters could travel to that office building. And like some characters had super speed, some characters had flight, some characters had teleport. So you'd all get there at different times, but you could say, hey, we're all going to meet at the office door, but nobody go in until we're all ready and everybody could go take a break. So it was kind of cool because like if you had super speed, you could literally get there faster than most of the other characters. Park your character outside the door and then go take a break.
I'm having flashbacks to World of Warcraft and raids and dungeons.
Yeah, that's what it was. They just in City of Heroes and City of Villains they called them Task Force. Yeah, they got way better in City of Villains. They weren't so strict, and they definitely weren't so time consuming. Nothing was as bad as the first Task Force for Positron. That damn thing took for hours.
No one. Did anyone do a Leroy Jenkins in that?
It happened a couple times, but no one with as funny of a scream as Leroy Jenkins. Because you get people where someone would go in to the task force, they would think everybody was back, and they'd open the door and go into the mission by themselves, and it would be it's a building set to attack 8 players, and so if you're the first person through the door and you're not the tank, sometimes you're just instantly dead.
Yay!
So,
okay.
Go ahead, Naki.
Sorry, Anthony, you have a thing behind you that has an arrow pointing down, and I keep staring at it. What the hell is that?
That's it was a art folder that I got. It says no bending, please. Flat is where it's at.
Okay. It looked like that is where it's at, and I was like,
no, flat is where it's at. That came from Justin Stewart. That was I ordered a Freddy Krueger drawing from him, and it was a very awkward. It's like 6 inches wide, but it was like 14 inches tall. The drawing, so he had to put it in a big flat envelope. And so he wrote. Here? No,
I did also see that behind.
He wrote, "No
his
bending,
head,
please. Flat is where it's at."
Behind your head is a City of Villains book, also when you moved. So it's like everything's tying together.
Yeah, City of Villains is right there, and next to the flat is where it's at. I got up my 3 Mark Bagley New Warriors original art pages that are kind of hard to see, but those are actual 3 pages of original art from the New Warriors first volume. And then on the other side there, across from I have my big books. I've got my collector's edition Romita Spider-Man, my collector's edition Hellboy, and then in front of that is a poster for Speedball that was done when the series was announced before Ditko finished designing the character, so he doesn't actually have a face. It's an advertisement poster for the character before they finished designing it.
Interesting. Very.
I don't think many people have that.
Probably not. So let's transition on to the next one. Willie, what do you got for your news this week, sir?
Oh, shoot. I'm supposed to have news.
All right. Well, Willie gets his news.
I got news. It was a joke. Chill your panties, people.
My panties are nice and chill. Thank you very much. It is cold in here.
I wish it was cold in here. I wish my panties were chilled. But
minor.
What?
Oh, shut up, Chris! Like you never heard a joke before.
It's been like
knowing you could very well be wearing panties, Willie.
When have I ever? Go on. Let me explain yourself, sir.
I don't know what kind of stuff you're into.
But then why do you assume it's wearing panties?
I just thought it'd be funny.
They're comfortable unless you have a penis, and then that gets a little squishy, from what I understand.
You could just be like Steven in the chat room who says he's gone commando.
Well, I mean, technically, right now I am commando. I will. That's why we're bell buddies.
Yeah.
But my news of the week is apparently the Spawn remake delay is due to Todd McFarlane himself. I'm just gonna spitfire this and shorten it. It's pretty much.
God! Sorry. No, not you, Steven.
Yeah.
In the chat room just says you're also apparently buddies.
Yes. Steven, you're my new best friend.
Oh God. Oh God, no.
You know what we have to do now, Naki?
I'd cut off my tits. I don't know.
What?
Whoa! That escalated. I was just gonna say we had to blame Canada, but damn.
Jesus Christ, Naki.
I got
amped up to 12. You passed 11.
No shit. I was just gonna blame the flip top head Canadians, but damn, self mutilation.
I was just like, got to become a dude now. Cut off the tits. There they go.
No. Oh, you won't. Wait, does Naki want to be a ball buddy too?
Well, it was probably about 150 or 200 episodes ago we did give her an honorary penis.
I mean, you can keep your boobs. I mean, we can just count those as balls because they are the ball shape, right?
How many boobs have you looked at?
And a general ball shape. Jesus Christ, Naki, don't be a dick. But what I was gonna say is like, Mr. President, I have a new podcast. I want to throw your way. It's but me and you being ball buddies, ball bell buddies. It's not up to you. It's not up to you guys. You just be quiet over here. It's between me and Mr. President.
It's got to be voted on to become part of the network unless Steven overrides it.
But he can. They'd be in on it.
Oh, crap. I'm reading the chat room. They can be the testicle trio.
Naki, get some balls.
Well, let's step back away from the ball buddies comment for a minute.
Just put them down there, and those can be your balls, right?
I want to go home.
Those would be some huge balls.
That'd be really weird.
Other than your ball buddy stuff, what's your news, Willie?
Oh yeah. So the reason the Spawn movie has not been made, the next Spawn movie or the remake, reboot, whatever it is because of Todd McFarlane. But it's understandable why he's stopping it, because he wants to be the writer and the director for it, because he wants to have complete control over it. Because I mean, you look back what they kind of did. That wasn't the best of movies. It was workable. It was workable. It was enjoyable. But I mean, is that all you wanted from a Spawn movie?
No.
Naki agrees, and now Bachman agrees with me today. I'm on a roll.
To be fair, my agreement with you was not recorded.
It still happened. But yeah, we are in a world with much better CGI. The downfall of that Spawn movie really was the hell scenes were god awful.
The CGI. Oh my
God. Mel Boja looked like a $4 puppet. Like, it was not good.
But see, the thing is, he understands why the movie's not getting picked up, but he also doesn't want to give away the control.
No, that's fine. Yeah, especially with the Image guys, the reason they formed that company was to own their characters. So if he wants to delay a movie and not greenlight a movie because they're not doing it the way he wants to do it, that's all on him. I'm fine with that. I'll wait for a Todd McFarlane approved Spawn film. Yeah, it'll be amazing.
Yeah, I got this quote from him. I wouldn't ask to be a newbie director on a script that was going to have an $80 million budget for it. Why? Because as a CEO of my own corporation, I wouldn't take that deal. I wouldn't stick out $80 million and go, they're going to put a rookie and he's going to basically be in charge of it. So I've created this tight little one that I keep saying I think I can shoot it for 10. So hopefully Netflix will pick it up. That'd be the direction to go. I mean, how much did they just put out for that one? What's that new thing they're just doing? They put like 60 million on it or something. What was that show? I just saw it.
I don't honestly remember.
Oh, Death Note. They put 60 million behind Death Note.
Yeah, just to get the audience pissed off because they whitewashed it.
Yay!
Yay!
I'm so interested in it. And then what's his name being the demon?
Willem Dafoe?
Yeah, that's it. Why I keep thinking Crispin Glover. Yeah, but Willem Dafoe.
Well, Willem Dafoe's in it?
Willem Dafoe plays the demon.
Oh, wow.
Or he does a voice. He's not live action, is he? Or is he just CGI, right?
He's going to be CGI, I'm sure, but it's a show that takes place in Tokyo starring white people!
Oh, no, it takes place in Seattle. What are you talking about?
Okay, well, the original show took place in Tokyo.
Yeah,
well, we're not talking about the original. We're talking about the Netflix one.
Yeah, I think part of the whitewashing is they moved the location as well, Naki.
Oh, good.
I mean, I can see why they changed location. I'm not saying whitewashing. I don't understand that part, but I can see why they changed the location because it is for an American audience. And
whitewashing is like what they did with Ghost in the Shell, where they recast a Japanese main character as Scarlett Johansson. They did the same thing with Death Note. The main character is Japanese. They made it a white actor playing a Japanese character.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give you that one, Def, for sure. I won't even fight you. Not that I was going to anyway.
I mean,
yeah, like there's a difference between redesigning and redoing an entire story and changing the basis of something, and then there's just taking a character, not changing the character at all, just casting an actor of a different ethnicity. And yeah, it's not the same thing.
And
Sarah
saying all
Poland,
this,
that's a different situation with the blonde hair, blue eyes. That is actually a depreciation of its own culture, and that's a whole other topic of discussion, not whitewashing.
what?
Sailor Poland said Sailor Moon took place in Tokyo, and Usagi had blonde hair and blue eyes. Just saying. That's actually it's an actually really interesting discussion of the Asian side obsession with white people and why they like their skin and get surgeries on their eyes and things like that. And that was what Sailor Moon had that problem too.
Sailor Moon wasn't Japanese.
Yeah, her name is Usagi. What are you talking about?
She was from the goddamn moon. What are you talking about?
Also, yes.
I mean, come on, she wasn't Japanese. She was from the moon. She's a Moonanite. I am doing this as hard as I can.
I mean, you're not wrong. So there's that too.
Naki agreed with me for a second time today.
I said you're not wrong. That doesn't mean I agree with you.
Are you agreeing with me or not, Naki? Say either one of those two. Don't you sidetrack this shit.
No, I said you're not wrong.
I'm not saying what you said. I'm telling you to say it now. Say one or the other now. Either you agree with me or you don't.
Chris,
fuck you, Chris. Don't push the goddamn button. Don't be bullied by her. Don't you dare be bullied by this woman. Chris, you get your finger off the goddamn button right now. I see you eyeballing that shit. Damn it, Naki. Don't be a dick. Was that from today? Did you already get that?
That's from months ago.
Oh, I didn't know I said that before.
That's from months ago.
I was already laughing. My eyes were closed. I thought I was actually really saying it. It's so perfect.
You're a bad person.
There we go.
Clearly, this Naki is a bunch of all a bunch of pre-recording. Obviously, I don't actually come up to the show anymore.
All right, guys, we got one more news story.
You're welcome. Mine was the best one. And not because of the news at all.
Anthony, what do you got for your news?
And just so the chat room knows, Lowlife will be coming back to Castlevania. My news story is they did an article over on Slash Film for Spider-Man to have a storyline spanning 5 MCU films. It's written by Hoy Tran Buri. It's taken mostly in part from an article that was written in Toronto Sun where Kevin Feige confirmed some stuff and expanded on some other stuff. They basically said, let's see, where is it? Of all the Guardians of the Galaxy and Earth's mightiest heroes in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it will be teen wonderkin Peter Parker who will be guiding us through the climactic Avengers Infinity War and Untitled Avengers 4 before bringing us into the mysterious 4th phase of the MCU. So right now what they're looking at is that the 5-story arc storyline for Spider-Man in the MCU will be Civil War, Homecoming, Avengers Infinity War, the Untitled Avengers, and then whatever Homecoming 2 ends up being called. So sophomore year or whatever. Or junior year. I can't remember what they said he was. But yeah, so that'll be the 5th movie. And then that one is going to be a huge deal because Peter's going to be in the Avengers Infinity War, the Avengers 4, whatever it ends up being titled. And then Homecoming 2 will be the first MCU film post Avengers Infinity War Part 2 to give us a wrap up and to lead from the end of Phase 3 into the start of Phase 4. So if we do see character contracts change, it looks like during that change period, like if we were to lose Chris Evans or Robert Downey Jr. or anything, it looks like Tom Holland is going to be the first guaranteed carryover character to go from Phase 3 to Phase 4. Because his contract is apparently the first one that they're saying flat out is on to Phase 4. And yeah, it was crazy because they said, yeah, this will be the conclusion to the 22 film arc that was kickstarted with Iron Man in 2008. Like, that's insane. And Feige previously revealed Spider-Man sequel was purposely set up to be released merely 2 months after Avengers 4 to deal with the fallout from the film on a smaller scale, so that we basically get to see, you know, how it affects Parker's world and the MCU in general. Yeah, so I'm excited for that. We know at least we're going to get basically 5 Spider-Man movies with Tom Holland, even if he's not the lead. He's going to be the lead in 2 of them.
Yeah, but Sony's going to break everything because they're going to get greedy and do all their spin-offs that are garbage.
Well, they're going to try, but so far, none of the spin-offs have anything to do with Spider-Man, so...
Yeah, but it's going to be guilt by association.
Yeah, but Tom Hardy is Venom. Even if they fuck up the Venom suit origin, I think even then he could still save that film because it's Tom Hardy. And God damn, he's good.
Well, fair. How would they do it right? Because they can't do Battle World.
Yeah, see, that's the problem. Is that and I mean, they've done the meteor landing on Earth story multiple times.
Yeah, the Spider-Man cartoon, or
the cartoon did it. They did it in what was it? A Spider-Man 3. It was just a meteor, and so you can skip the part where it attaches to Peter. Which the part that I don't understand is if you skip the part where it attaches to Peter and it just goes directly onto Eddie Brock, then why does it have spider powers?
Exactly.
That's why you're going to need an actual good scriptwriter. So hopefully they get a good scriptwriter.
Oh my god, that's gonna. I'm gonna say right now, it's gonna make no sense no matter what the fuck they do.
Wait, you mean a Sony movie about a superhero is not gonna make sense? Huh.
And
next thing you know, you'll tell me a Fox superhero movie is actually gonna work. That's not an X-Men movie.
Wait, what?
Never mind. I was being an
asshole. You just say
asshole.
no Fox movie ever worked?
What is that
movie?
Fox TV show that's coming out that is kind of related to the X? Is it related to the X-Men? Is it called The Gifted? We saw a trailer.
Yeah, it's an X-Men thing.
Okay, it is actually part of the X-Men universe, though, that they've created.
I believe so, because they reference the Sentinels and mutants and stuff in it.
Okay.
There's one called The Gifted. I thought they were doing the New Mutants.
Yeah, they've got. There's one called The Gifted. We saw the trailer yesterday when we went and saw Spider-Man.
Yeah, it's going to be on Fox, Naki. So
okay,
it's fucked. It'll get one season where they screw it up, and then it'll never amount to anything.
They'll show it out of order. It'll be great.
Yeah, the image of the trailer says The Gifted Fox / Marvel. So yeah, it's. I hadn't even heard about that one.
Yeah, we saw the trailer yesterday. So
there were no new trailers in front of my Spider-Man. I was very disappointed.
There was one with one person of color, and that was for the Dark Tower. Everything else was white people. I was paying attention.
See, there were people of color in Thor. There were people of color in Justice League trailer.
Didn't get Justice League.
I didn't get either of those.
Nope, didn't get either of those.
I got that one about the little kid with the messed up face thing.
Yeah, I got that one.
Jesus Christ, are you trying to make me cry in this theater before the movie even fucking starts?
I got
Get
that
shit
one.
out of here.
We got that fucking one with Charlie Hunnam where he's King Arthur or something.
That's been out in theaters for a while.
Yeah, that's an old trailer reel. That came out 3 weeks ago.
Was that yesterday? I don't remember. At this point, all of the movies look alike, and I don't actually know what I saw other than the Dark Tower. So, oh no, we got one for Star Trek Discovery, and I was like, sweet.
We're making another one?
Well, it's a TV show that you have to watch on CBS All Access, unless.
But there you go, Naki, because that one's all people of color. That's why white people are angry about it.
I know. That's why I forgot. I forgot about that one.
No,
there was white people anger behind it, though.
I'm angry because it's on CBS All Access. I'm not buying a streaming service just to watch Star Trek.
Yep.
Yeah, the idea of buying another streaming service just to watch a show is insane, unless that show is Preacher.
Look, what I'm going to say
I might have
is
to get AMC.
You guys might not know this, but you could VPN to another country that's not North America and watch Star Trek Discovery on Netflix.
Isn't that a little illegal?
It's against the terms of service of Netflix, but it is not illegal.
So you're only breaking the law if you get caught.
No. All they can do is shut down your account.
I think I'd rather break the law than lose Netflix.
You beat me to it, Naki. You beat me to it.
If you can find a VPN that's not blocked, according to Steven, he's correct there. So, guys, looking at the time, we do need to start wrapping up here in a few minutes.
Hold on. Preacher's on Hulu?
Yes.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
So we do need to start wrapping up here in a few minutes because I'm double booked today. Spider-Man Homecoming. I'm sure. Did everyone get to see it this weekend?
Yes.
So,
46 film in the streak. The streak is still alive.
In typical fashion, we'll do our spoiler-filled review next week. But real high level, what'd you guys think? Did you like it?
Yeah.
I liked it,
Badass.
but it did have a big slowdown in the middle.
It did get a little slow. I also liked it. I'm still not sure where it ranks in my favorite superhero movies. There's a lot of people I saw on Facebook and Twitter like, oh, it's my #1 favorite. I still try not to review or, not to rank right after seeing a movie because it's too fresh in my head. So hopefully by next week. Right now I'm thinking it's at least top 5 MCU films for me.
No.
No?
I mean, I enjoyed it, but I mean, that slowed. It's going to be a hard rewatch. Just
Marvel has a tendency to do that though too with their act 2, with their second act going into a slowdown.
But this is Sony.
Well, Marvel did it though. I mean, let's
Yeah,
be
no.
honest.
Sony just got to put their name on it. But that's also why it was so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm not sure where I rank it in my MCU films, but I know it's at least my second favorite Spider-Man. I think it goes right below Spider-Man 2 now.
That's the discussion that boyfriend and I have been having. Like,
Yeah.
do we like Spider-Man Homecoming more than Spider-Man 2? I was so glad, and this is something that's not really a spoiler, we didn't have an origin story.
Yeah,
No.
I do love that they completely skipped it. That was awesome. That
they
is weird
mentioned
too. If you're an actual huge comic book fan, this is the first time that they've really done a reference to one of the classics, the new stuff, and Ultimate Spider-Man. It really is a mix of all three of the books. Where the Amazing Spider-Man, they really took like the newer stuff and the Ultimate book, but there was really no like old school Romita stuff in that one. This one, it's really a mix of the classic comics, the new comics, and the Ultimate Universe. Especially since, I mean, hell, we get Prowler in this.
Yeah.
Who?
The Prowler.
The Prowler, and he mentions his nephew, which if you read Ultimate Spider-Man, you know who that is.
I also enjoyed the fact that they played around with the whole dynamic that we were all joking around. Marissa Tomei was cast as Aunt May. We're like, dude, Aunt May's hot. And they actually played around with that in the movie. That was fun.
Oh, and did you notice like she's wearing like really like old lady mom jeans in every scene? Like, I think they purposely tried to tone her down in her costuming because she had her glasses on in half the scenes. Like, you know, she always looked frazzled. Because in Civil War, like that one scene that she's in with RDJ, she just looks gorgeous. And they're like, we need to tone that down a little bit. She's a little bit too much Marissa Tomei and not enough Aunt May.
I'm gonna go watch the wrestler today just so I could see Marissa Tomei in her stripper glory.
She is a gorgeous woman. She is a gorgeous woman.
So part of the reason why I also brought up Spider-Man is if you are watching on Geeks.live today, or if you're watching on Twitch or Mixler or YouTube, hang around, come back in about 20 to 30 minutes after, 20 to 30 minutes from now as we record this, and Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. will be doing the spoiler-filled review of Spider-Man Homecoming. So there is other content coming on that. And since we're talking about other stuff on the network, it's probably good for us to remind you guys that, hey, the All Things Good and Nerdy podcast is, in fact, part of a network of podcasts that you can find over on GonnaGeekNetwork.com. I think we have 23 or 24 different shows on the network now, covering a variety of topics. Some are specifically focused on, like, Marvel TV shows. Some are focused on general geek culture. Some are focused on video games. But each week we try to highlight one specific show to kind of give you a push in another direction of a show to check out. So, Willie, what show are we talking about this week?
This week, we are talking about the Starling Tribune. This week, they're talking about Legends of Tomorrow, episode Legion of Doom, number 159. The Starling Tribune reporters Stargate pioneer Chris and Michelle discuss the Legends of Tomorrow episode, The Legion of Doom. If you want to know about henchman history, the future of Lily Stein, the daughter of evil Rip Hunter, or the mystery behind a 1998 bottle of Guggenheim. Did I say that right?
Guggenheim.
You're not supposed to talk till I say back to you, Chris.
You said, did I say that right?
Champagne, tune in for all that and more. Back to you, Chris.
Am I allowed to talk now?
I said the back to you, Chris, and you talked anyway.
You asked a question.
It was rhetorical.
You're rhetorical.
No, it wasn't. Guggenheim.
My dick is rhetorical. Oh, wait,
All
that
right,
came
guys.
out way too rapey. I am so sorry.
All right, guys. So we're going to wrap up the show.
It expects no response from anyone.
We're going to wrap
I
up.
take that 100% back. 100% back.
We're going to wrap up the show now. It's with a little segment called What I'm Into. It's our chance to share with you guys who are watching live or listening at a later date just what kind of geeky and nerdy things we've been getting into so that maybe, just maybe, we can get you interested in trying them out yourselves. And hey, if you're watching live, feel free to drop in the chat room and let us know what kind of stuff you've been getting into as well. So, Willie, because you were just in the spotlight, I'm going to let you keep staying in the spotlight. What have you been getting into, sir?
Don't tell me I was in the spotlight for that. No, I don't want to be in the spotlight for that.
It was the network promotion.
Your rhetorical dick have been spotlighted.
No.
I feel really horrible about that.
I was referring to the network promotion stuff, not the rhetorical dick joke.
Thank you so much. All right, what I've been getting into, I'll make this fast and furious. And yes, we are talking about dicks here. I got a 4 terabyte.
the rapey.
It was consensual. I got a 4 terabyte external hard drive for the PS4, so I can download every damn thing and never have to delete any fucking thing. I guess I could have spent another 100 or so to get a full 8 terabytes that you can have for the external hard drive. But I think 4 terabytes is going to be well more than enough.
Do you have a PlayStation 4 Pro or regular?
Regular. I'm working on that Pro.
Okay, because the Pro will take more space for games when it downloads the 4K assets.
4 terabytes, man. I ain't worried for shit.
That's
and that's
fair.
only if they support it. And then I've been me and a friend are playing through Ultimate Alliance 2 because they got re-released for the PS4. And I finally found a friend that would play it with me, and because I didn't want to play it by myself for the first time through, and I am enjoying that. That is one of the best Marvel games of all time. And another friend, she's also playing through Until Dawn, and she is loving it. Let me see. There's something I watched. Spider-Man. Oh, and I bought some more movies. I've been on a movie buying spree.
Me too.
Bachman has actually got some good things. Good thing out of it with the Kingsman digital code.
Oh yeah.
But I got let's see, Fist Fight. I wasn't too impressed with that movie. The Ice Cube and Charlie Day.
I just watched it the other night, and yeah, you can tell from it was written, directed, and shot to be called #Teacher Fight, and then they fucking changed the name.
Oh, they did. Oh. And I got The Night Before, which is good. Ex Machina. Horrible Bosses also bought with Fist Fight because I mean it's Horrible Bosses. I only seen it one time, and I was really messed up in my head watching that. But I saw it, and I had to get it. The Last Dragon, because didn't it just have its 25th anniversary not too long ago?
You didn't already own The Last Dragon on DVD? What's wrong with you?
No, this is Blu-ray.
Oh, okay.
And no, I didn't. And I didn't own it on DVD either.
That was one of the first DVDs I bought.
That's just one escape, you know, whatever. But yeah. Who's the baddest mofo low down in town?
Show enough.
You goddamn right.
Kiss my Converse.
Oh no, Naki. No, don't say you don't know what we're talking about. Please, dear God,
I
no.
know what you're talking about. Of course I know what you're talking about.
I was a little worried there, Naki.
So what else are you into, Willie?
I was reacting to a question in the chat room. I'm trying to think.
Oh, okay.
But that's all I can think of until I interrupt at the very end.
I'm sure that's what's going to be the case. I will go next on this one. I traded in a bunch of stuff this last week because they're doing a hell of a promotion. So my Xbox One X will be paid off as soon as they put them up for pre-orders. And I may or may not have also traded in my Xbox One and replaced it with an S temporarily so I could watch 4K movies.
Jesus.
Yeah. Well, that'll go to the girlfriend. She'll get that, and we'll trade in her original Xbox for the One X when it comes out also. Because
the original Xbox?
The original Xbox One, excuse me. Because
Jesus Christ. This naming thing is really fucked.
I know, right? They were doing a coupon that I found on Retail Me Not that worked for GameStop that gave me an extra $50 credit. So I got $130 trade-in credit for my launch day original Xbox One. And they were doing a bundle that was the Xbox One S with an extra controller, brand new, for $260. So I used a bunch of my trade-in credit that I had so I could get 4K movies that I could play. So I tested a bunch of 4K movies on my TV and they looked pretty. And then I bought some more because I woke up this morning and saw that at Best Buy right now, if you buy Fast and the Furious 6 and 7 on 4K Blu-ray, it's buy one, get one free. So I paid $25 for the both of them on 4K Blu-ray. Excuse me, nice. 24, because there was a discount of some kind.
I have a question, Chris. When you do the trade in all that stuff, because you're getting a discount towards the Xbox One X when it comes out, do you then pay for the Xbox One X when you do the trade in, or do you not have to pay for it until the new system comes out?
Well, there's no pre-orders available for the Xbox One X, so all of my stuff is sitting on a trade-in gift card right now until I can actually pre-order the X.
Okay. So basically, you just turned everything into GameStop, and they just gave you a gift card with the credit.
Correct, and they'll
towards the system.
Yeah, and from what they were saying, they'll do some kind of other trade-in deal as the Xbox One X gets closer, where it'll be trade-in a PlayStation 4, a Switch, or an Xbox One, and get X% extra trade credit towards it. So, yeah, I traded in enough stuff that I had a lot of store credit. Let's put it that way. That's why I didn't feel so bad about buying another Xbox in the short term, because I didn't have to spend any money to do it, really. And it was wonderful.
Wait, so you traded in an
Lucky.
Xbox One and enough games and crap to get an Xbox One S and still have credit towards your Xbox One X when it comes out.
I traded in so much stuff. All right, I traded in so much stuff. I had $720 worth of store credit.
Holy balls!
Lucky.
Okay, so for those that weren't aware, if you went on Reddit last weekend, GameStop was doing a trade in 6 items, get 60% extra credit on top of that. And if you're a pro member, you got an extra 10% on top of that. So I was getting 70% extra back on all the games and stuff I was trading in. So there was some stuff I was trading in that they were paying me more than they sold the games for when they turned around and resell them to people. It was wonderful.
Nice.
Yeah,
then they
Sailor
changed
Poland's right. Make sure they don't deduct maintenance fees from the gift card. There are no maintenance fees on this one. I double checked and asked them on that one because that would have made me cranky. So I have enough left on the gift card right now to pay for the Xbox One X and tax and probably some kind of small accessory of some kind. I don't know what. And I'm still trading in another Xbox. So there's probably another 125 that I'll add to that. Trading in stuff is wonderful. I know people complain about GameStop, and yes, they may have some stuff that's shadier when it comes to how they resell things, but I'll be damned if I didn't make out like a bandit on their current round of deals.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing that so I can get my PS4 Pro, but damn it. I missed that.
With the Xbox One X, since it's XOX, can we just start calling it the Hugs and Kisses box?
Actually, the Xbox One X is the Xbox when you go and break it down.
Yeah, so can we just start calling it the Hugs and Kisses box?
I think
don't know
Naki's
why.
is funnier.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't care.
Yay.
Because fuck them for making the anagram Xbox for the Xbox One X.
I don't care. I just want a 4K console because the One S will upscale everything to 4K. It's not natively 4K, and it still looks good. I can't imagine playing like Titanfall in true 4K.
Yeah, see, I think I might have to start putting stuff aside and save up for the next, maybe not the next sale, but the one after that before the launch, just so I can get it before Anthem.
Yeah.
Because I'm not really worried about having that system before Anthem.
What else did I get into? Also, I bought a bunch of games on Microsoft's version of the Steam Summer Sale. So I got the Jackbox party games on there because we had company in town. So I've got
Smart.
Jackbox 1, 2, and 3 on there. I bought Lego Marvel Superheroes, or Marvel Avengers rather, which is a great game, and I'm replaying that right now. And I got Life is Strange for $5.
There you go.
Nice.
I did good.
We had PS Plus. Is it this month or last month? I can't remember which. You got it for free.
Not too shabby. So Naki, what have you been getting into?
I started watching American Gods. So I'm 1 episode in there. Started watching Castlevania, 2 episodes in there. I have been continually studying Korean. Still ketogenic dieting, so all that fun stuff. Coming into the conclusion that all fitness groups on Facebook, or I guess in general, are a bunch of dill holes, and I can't stand talking to any of them because if you don't do specifically what they do, then you're wrong, and it's really frustrating because it's like everybody has a different body, and not everybody can do what you do. So shut the fuck up. Like there's a lot of shaming on ketogenic dieters. There's a lot of shaming on if it's macros. There's a lot of shaming, blah, 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 blah. It's not worth it. It's very frustrating. I also had to leave a yoga group this week because they were culturally appropriating my culture. And I actually wound up calling somebody a 6-piece chicken McNugget because I was so angry. That's a story for at some point.
I want to hear that story.
Because I called somebody a 6-piece chicken McNugget. It was a thing.
We should probably save that one for not live on the internet.
And that's how angry I got, though. So you can tell that it was great. On top of that, saw Spider-Man. And I think that's about it on my end.
Awesome. How about you, Bachman? What you been getting into?
I'm all caught up on pacifist cards. We now have a schedule to get us from now until I think the end of September to have all the cards done in time for the Kickstarter to launch. So start saving your dollars, put a couple bucks away. Should be mid to late October. The Kickstarter will launch for pacifist.
When?
Should be in mid to late October.
I'll be first.
That was what I forgot. I got my copy of Bears versus Babies off of Kickstarter.
Ooh, nice. I haven't played that one yet. I think my buddy ordered that one because I didn't end up getting in that one.
It's fuzzy.
But Friday, I went and saw Spider-Man 3:30. So yeah, the streak continues. I've seen 46 Marvel films on opening day in a row now. And yeah, I fucking loved it. It was fun as hell. There are only 2 things I dislike about that movie, and we'll talk about that next week. And then yes, sadly yesterday we had a death in the family this week, so I had to go to a funeral for my Uncle Kendall, which sucked. But it was also awesome because it's the most I've ever laughed at a funeral, which is appropriate for my Uncle Kendall because he was a funny guy and he loved playing jokes on people and playing games, and he was a really, really cool guy. If anybody follows my Instagram, they saw the sketch I did yesterday with Sad Monkey. Kendall opened up what was legally a zoo in the city of Nampa, and it was called Kendall's Monkey Bar. And when they tried to shut him down in the 90s, it was one of the only bars nationally that was allowed to have exotic animals because there was no city ordinance against it. And so he got licensed as a zoo that was also a private club where people over 21 were allowed to drink. So he had a bar with a monkey enclosure. And so Kendall's Monkey Bar has been a fixture in Nampa for years. It's now owned by a different owner, Jeff, who is another great guy. But yeah, I used to hang out at the Kendall's Monkey Bar when I was like 11 and 12 during the summers and shoot pool and put tabs on my mom's bar tab, or put Cokes on my mom's bar tab. So yeah, it's a place I kind of grew up. My parents had all their wedding receptions and stuff there. So it was real sad to see him go. So yesterday I came home, I wanted to watch some dumb shit on TV. So I didn't really feel like being up to anything, so I just turned on Netflix. I finished watching The Ranch, and then Naki had mentioned Castlevania had come out. I watched the first 2 episodes of that, and it's okay, but I wasn't like super impressed. Like Voltron, I really dug. I thought Voltron was fantastic. Castlevania just seems okay so far, but after 2 episodes, I went and grabbed the Fate of the Furious 8. Because I wanted to see the Black Avengers like punch an iceberg or a submarine or whatever, and that was a lot more fun. So that put me in a really good mood, and then I just went to bed early.
Diesel's black?
Vin Diesel's partially black?
Oh, okay.
I believe.
I'm getting Fate of the Furious on Tuesday. It comes in the mail, and I'll watch it then.
It was fun. It's utterly ridiculous, and yeah, it's just they keep like I think in part 5 they cranked that franchise up to like 13. And since then, it's just been riding the edge of blowing the speakers. Like they've just kept it at that energy level, and they haven't backed out at all. And I love it for that. It's totally ridiculous. And the whole conceit of the movie, like when you see the previews, it's like, okay, Dom turns on the team. Why? The script writers do give it a good reason. There is a good reason for the entire film, and it's worth watching. Yeah, that was one where like I saw the preview. I'm like, really? Like that's where they're going with it? But it works. The whole story makes sense, and they interweave a bunch of the previous stories and make more of it make more sense. So yeah, it's really good. And of course, it's The Rock. The Rock is just fucking awesome.
That is also true.
And Michelle Rodriguez.
That was a trailer that I saw. Was Jumanji?
Yep.
Yes, I saw that one too. I'm kind of interested in it now.
I'm a little iffy about it.
Yeah, that was one that I was like, oh dang.
The character swap aspect of the Jumanji trailer I like.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because that makes it funnier.
Look, everyone should have listened to The Rock, because remember, everyone got pissed off when the first pictures came out from on set, and everyone's like, why are they going for the TNA value with Karen Gillan there having to wear short shorts and a cropped shirt? And then you finally find out, oh, it's a video game trope they're making fun of. I'm kind of okay with it.
Which it makes sense. Well, and he said in the movie they specifically like honor Robin Williams' character. So I don't believe The Rock would sign up to do that movie if they weren't doing something like that to honor Robin Williams. So I think we'll be really happy to see what ends up being done with that film.
I think so too. But guys, looking at the time, and because I am double booked, we are going to start wrapping things up. A friendly reminder, we stream live every Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern. You can find us over at geeks.live. If you've been watching live on this episode we recorded on July 9th, we'll have the live page tweaked a little differently next week, as we'll still be playing with streaming to multiple locations, but it won't be having everything embedded on one page. So stay tuned. We'll tweak things around a little bit. It'll be cleaner. Any final thoughts before we get out of here, guys?
Penis.
We talking dicks here?
No. Everybody go see Spider-Man. Everybody go see Spider-Man. It's awesome.
Penis.
Yes, everyone
Thank you,
go
Naki,
see
for
Spider-Man.
agreeing with me for a 3rd time today.
No, she didn't actually agree with you. It's just an illusion.
Screaming.
It's an illusion. We'll see you guys next week. Bye, guys.
It's dicks. You're talking dicks.
Thanks for listening to this brand new episode of the All Things Good and Nerdy podcast. Don't forget, we'll be back next Sunday live at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central over at live.atgnpodcast.com, channel 3 of the Alpha Geek Radio app, and over at our network home at gonnageek.com/live. If you have any feedback for the show, please contact us atgnpodcast@gonnageek.com, on our hotline number at 304-806-ATGN, or even better, go to Twitter and send us a message at ATGN Podcast. The music you've heard in this show is produced by Kevin MacLeod and can be found at incompetech.com.